We have to start the stream by just saying the simple statement. What the hell did we just watch? What the actual hell did we just watch? We have become prime banter FC, prime Arsenal AFTV. When will it end, people? When will it end? I put it in the thumbnail for the video, the statement, which is there for everyone to see. Our manager, not my manager anymore, I'll just say your manager said that he did not come to this club to play Ajax football. He did not come here to do that. And you know, quite frankly, at least we can say one thing. He's not a liar. At least we can say our manager is not a liar. And why? Because you can clearly see from the way we play on the pitch that it is most definitely anything but the Ajax style of football. Again, another 3-0 loss back to back at home. Before the 60th or 70th minute, Old Trafford is half empty. Old Trafford is half empty 60 or 70 minutes into a game for the second game running. 6 goals now, 2 games. We've conceded over 3 goals this season, I believe, 4 or 5 times now, within 15 games. 8 out of the last 15 games lost this season. How many more times does this need to happen before action is taken and we actually go out there and do what needs to be done, which is, at this point, to get rid of the manager. Get rid. Goodbye, adios, adios, my friend. I'd like to say it was a good journey, but it wasn't. You hoodwinked us. You conned us. I feel like I've been robbed in broad daylight. This guy played me for a fool. He played us all for a fool. We thought we were getting something. This guy is basically like on Christmas, seeing a big box in front of you. You shake it, objects are moving around. You open it, it's a PS5 box. You break open the package, and you see socks inside it. That's basically what this guy has been for us this season. We were really and truly expecting an elevation in the way we were playing this season. Clear signs of progression moving forward. The guy signed 14 players, including loans. Outside of that, he's gotten 8 or 9 of his own secured, full-on signings outside of loans. And what has he got to show for it? Absolute niche. Nothing to show for it. Style of football has regressed. Individual performances have regressed. Scoring goals we cannot do. Even to keep goals out we cannot do. How can a team keep conceding the same goal again and again and again and again before the game even went live? I said it in the pre-match build-up. I said it on here. That we will struggle. Who will be one of the key issues for us? Joe Willock. Why did I outline Joe Willock? Is he great? No. No, he's not good. He's not good. The reason I outlined Joe Willock is for the one simple fact. I know he's a midfielder who's decent at carrying the ball through midfield. And what are Man United very, very poor at? It would be stopping midfield runners again. I'm about losing the ball in crap position, and of course we'll get into it in depth. Joe Willock just runs into the ball. He's completely unchallenged, allowed to stride from pretty much just inside our half all the way to the edge of our box and take a free shot at goal and just wraps it around Onana. The guy can't catch a break. He's had 2 solid performances back to back now, saving a penalty and a good performance even in a 3-0 loss versus Man City. Yeah, the guy has absolutely no chance of ever being able to come out looking decent, and he'll never stop being clowned, our goalkeeper, for the simple fact that the people in front of him are all charlatans. They don't know how to help a brother out. The guy's been going through a tumultuous first spell at Manchester United. He's made mistake after mistake, and it finally looks as if he's turning a corner slowly. But can the team ever help him out with a clean sheet? No. 3 goals on his head again. So now we're going to get into it. We're going to look at it now. I'm going to get into these players. So personally, I normally like to start with giving my man of the match. For this match, there is no man of the match. There's none. Not because I'm being reactionary. I just genuinely can't pick out someone who was a standout performer, or should we say was less shit than everyone else. Everyone was either bad or extremely bad. So I can't even go out of it on a limb and say, this is my man of the match. I don't even have a man of the match for this game because no one was I can't give anyone really today higher than a 4 or 5. So how can I give man of the matches for below par performances? Onana today, I wouldn't give him any sort of slack for any of the goals. The first goal, absolutely well taken. From that position, if Almiron misses, you don't actually call that a great save. You call that a bad miss, because that close to the goalkeeper, in that position, you've got to be scoring as a forward. So Almiron was always going to score that. Onana had zero chances of scoring that, of saving that. So Almiron hits the side netting, it's a goal. Second one, Lewis Hall on the edge of the box, great strike, bounces in front of the goalkeeper into the side netting. Joe Willock in the second half, from the edge of the box, wraps it around the goalkeeper. He's never missing that into the side netting. Onana couldn't have done anything about it. There was some decent bit of distribution, but again, it's clearly tactical that we've been forced to play the ball long every single time. We bought one of the best ball-playing goalkeepers in the world to make him a glorified long passer. Useless. Not the style of football that he's ever been accustomed to. I don't know why we've been bothered signing him for that amount of money. We're not going to play to his strengths. So Onana today, I'll actually just give him a 5. He wasn't at fault for any of the goals, but I can't give him any higher than that because, I mean, he conceded 3 goals and didn't even have anything to save because all the shots basically went in from Newcastle. So it's a long day for him. Next player we're going to look at. We're just going to have a look at now is Dalot. Dalot today, he stank the place out for me. He was at fault, I believe personally, partially to blame for the goal scored by Almiron. Why, you might be asking. Livramento, of course, tackles Garnacho. We'll get into Garnacho. Tackles him like he was not even there. Runs, Garnacho doesn't track him. We'll get onto that as well. Hannibal and Mason Mount, he just brushes them both aside like they're not there. Where's the desire to get the ball? Where's the desire to win your 1v1s? Where's the desire to win your duels? That has been Man United's issue, which is why I say again, I outline Joe Willock as one of our key threats, because we are so bad at 1v1 duels in midfield and ball winning in the midfield area. So people running in between the central areas, we cannot stop it ever. So 2 centre midfielders are on Livramento and can't stop him. Can't do it. Brushes past all of them. Dalot, yeah, on his blind side, Almiron is making a run. He doesn't check his 6 even once. He doesn't even make an effort to actually break his neck and get in line with where Maguire was, because Maguire had held the defensive line on the penalty, sort of the edge of the box. If Dalot had made a run and made an effort to be in line with Maguire and hold a good line, he would have stopped Almiron. And if not for that, also, he could have quite simply just looked over his shoulder, realised there was danger, and kept pace with Almiron, because Dalot's quick. Doesn't check his 6, doesn't get in line, no effort, no awareness. For that, and some of the poor passages of play, no real attacking output. There was 1 or 2 good crosses, but that's just not good enough at home as well. Dalot, for me today, can't get higher than a 4. You're at fault for one of the goals or partially to blame. Don't really provide an output beyond that. Not for me. They'll gain a lot of crosses into the box from the left-hand side too. Loads of them went off target, but they still got into great crossing opportunities from the left. That's his side. So I've got to look at him for that. Next person we're going to look at. Maguire. Maguire today, quite frankly, he didn't even have much to do. Anything that happened went in the air. Of course, typical Maguire, he's going to win anything in the air. He's probably one of the best aerial defenders in the world. Can't say anything about that. On the ground, once again, slow moving the ball forward, ponderous, couple of misplaced passes. Situation where he could have taken charge of the run from Willock and really tried to step out and dominate that scenario. What happens? Lewis Hall runs across him, checks him, body blocks him, stops him from being able to get out to Joe Willock, and then Joe Willock finishes the shot. But where's the authority, the strength, and the aggression to dominate that situation? I'm sorry, but 6'4", Maguire, probably about 90 plus kilograms. I'm sorry, but if you wanted to run straight through Lewis Hall and get that ball, you could, because Nemanja Vidic would have done that. Ran straight through him, said, that's my ball. I'll take both of you out at the same time and have the ball too. Easy. But this guy, he plays football like a small man, even though he's a big man. Likes to do all the pretty stuff, but doesn't like to get stuck in aggressively. So Maguire today, he wasn't at fault necessarily entirely for any of the goals really, but it was just a very subpar average performance. For Maguire, it would just be a 5. Nothing too egregious, but again, not good enough. Next person we're looking at now, it's going to be Lindelof. Lindelof, another game, inability to play out from the back. He's so bad at this. Please, I don't want to have to keep saying this every single video. Start making it known. Start spreading it around the fan base. Make it something that is second nature to everyone at this point. He is not good at playing out from the back. Keep that in mind. He can't play out from the back. Stop it. Get some help. Can't play out from the back. Keep that in your mind. Left centre back, right centre back, doesn't matter. He can't step out from the back. He can't play through the lines. His switches of play are poor. His aggression isn't there. He's poor aerially. Why is he here at the club? He is not good enough to be a centre back at this level for Manchester United. In fact, it's gone to the stage where, in terms of the current performances he's been doing, he's not even good enough to be a third option. We used to think that he may be a decent third option off of the bench. He's not even on that level no more. Nope. Lindelof should be gone along with Maguire. Them two can hold hands and sail off into sunset, into the championship, wherever they want to go. I'm done with both of them. So him today, if I'm giving Maguire a 5, I've got to give Lindelof today a 4. 4 for Lindelof. Nothing better than that. Nothing better. Gonna move swiftly on now. Next person who can get it. Reguilon. Where were you for the first goal? Livermento's bombing down the left-hand side. Where were you, fam? Weak in the challenge again. I wouldn't necessarily attribute, none of the goals came down from his side. Goals came from the left-hand side and also one came centrally. None of the goals were his fault, but again, even going forward, where was the consistent overlaps and underlaps? Where was the quality of crossing into your forward? Yes, Marshall can head the ball, but maybe put a ground ball in. Maybe someone can make a run to the front post and get the ball. Pull back to the edge of the box. Where was the attacking output? On the other side, Lewis Hall, their left back, provided some crosses. He even scored a goal. Where's your output? Are you not meant to be on paper anywhere? You're not meant to be better? You've got experience playing in Sevilla, playing for Real Madrid, playing for Tottenham. These are teams that play in Champions League football. Lewis Hall's an academy graduate who's just starting to get moving forward into first team football, and he outperformed you today. And don't give me the excuse of, he just came back from injury. I'm not trying to hear it anymore. I'm not trying to hear it. Why did we sign this guy and then send Alvaro Fernandez on loan? Who's better than him? Again, that's on the manager. Reguilon is decent and he had some decent performances for us, but let's not get carried away. He's nothing more than just decent. Defensively, shoddy. Attacking wise, he's alright. He's alright. That's all it is. But we left Alvaro Fernandez, who has genuine potential to be a great player and has a much better fitness record than this guy. We sent him out on loan, and I'll say it again, Ten Hag. We lost 2 players to injury, Luke Shaw and Malacia, and you replaced him with an injury-prone left-back quite trouble at Tottenham and sold off on loan Alvaro Fernandez, who was great in the youth setup and won player of the season for Preston last year, and is looking amazing in La Liga right now. That's the guy you put on loan, even though we had 2 injuries. Make it make sense. But Reguilon today gets no higher from me than just a 4. 4 for me from Reguilon today. Next person we're looking at. Moving on swiftly. Moving on. Casemiro. Obviously got subbed off at half-time. I wouldn't say that was performance-based. Of course, he's just coming back from injury, his first game back. I assume the plan was to only reintroduce him slowly with a 45-minute game. So what was Casemiro's 45 minutes like? That's the question, basically. Quickly got a yellow card. About, 20 minutes in, the guy was already on a yellow card, which is typical from Cas. Ball runners, people running with the ball in midfield, struggling. We struggle to stop midfield runners. The minute he was 1v1 with Willock, who again I outlined as a threat from the start of the game, he ran with the ball, cheeky nutmeg from Willock, and then, what's his name? Casemiro takes him out, gets a yellow card really, really quickly, once again. Same thing with Hannibal, did something very similar. For whatever reason, Hannibal is literally addicted to yellow cards. It's like crack to him, yellow cards. I don't even get the guy personally. But Casemiro, couple of good switches. We saw from him better passing range. His switches were good. Some of his first time passes in between the lines were very good to break lines. His ability to break lines was decent today whilst he was on for the first half. But other than that, Cass, he just coming back from injury. He wasn't poor. He wasn't great. I'll just give him a 5. I mean, he was only on for one half. He wasn't anywhere near one of the worst performances. We'll get into those guys. Trust and believe that one. Trust and believe that. Next person we're looking at now. Mason Mount. Another match. Nice to see the Rekka and also Josh as well. So another match where Mason Mount, aka Agent 007, I can swear to you guys that Chelsea gave this guy to us to do an inside job on Man United. Inside job. He was sent here for a reason. They knew exactly what they were doing when they brought this guy to the club. Like, let's be serious here. What has he done in the Man United shirt so far? We spent 55 million on this guy, and he can't even get a game starting ahead of McTominay, who we all know is subpar. He has been poor for ages for Man United, McTominay, yet this guy is struggling to get games ahead of McTominay. Keep in mind, the manager rested his favourite players for the weekend game in the Premier League and put out some of his second string players in this game. That means basically our manager classifies Mason Mount as being one of our second string players because McTominay was rested whereas he was played this game. Let that sink in. The man that was meant to be sold is in the team over this guy. Assists, we ain't got that. Goals, we don't do that here. Create chances, we don't do that here. Defend, break up play, we don't do that here. Stop Livramento when he's about to counter and slip an Almiron, we don't do that here. But the guy's getting paid 200k a week and came to our club and does niche. You know what, yeah? Let me just give this guy's rating quick, because another one, if I'm actually being, it's got to be a 4 from me. Got to be a 4 for me. He just ghosted again. And everything he does, when he does do something, is just so average. He'll have a couple of shots from the edge of the box and, you know, is at a decent height for the keeper. The keeper just palms it away, like catching practice. Couple of decent switches of play. But I'm telling you, how is this guy any better than Conor Gallagher? But I'm telling you, Conor Gallagher isn't on nearly the amount of money he is on. In fact, Gallagher's been better than this guy this season so far. Doesn't offer anything. In open play for Chelsea, I believe he only had a grand total of about 7 or 8 assists in his entire 4-year stint at Chelsea from open play. But this is the man that we thought was going to have the creative responsibility for this game. Where was Ten Hag going with that? Because statistics and current performances will tell you that Mason Mount is not capable of creating for Man United on a consistent level. Because he hasn't done it for us and he didn't do it for Chelsea either. So why did Ten Hag think that Mason Mount would be able to create in a team that struggled for goals today versus a good team in Newcastle? We weren't playing League One opposition or Championship. What was Ten Hag expecting with this? Mount does not do enough creative work. He doesn't get goals, doesn't get assists, doesn't create chances. So it wasn't going to work. Next player we're looking at. There's some juicy ones. Hannibal, no. I'm tired. All you United fans deserve Hannibal in your life. You deserve him. He can't pass. He loves yellow cards like it's crack. He can't do a simple 1-2. He can't shoot. Defensively, he's poor. I see him trying to do a simple 1-2, he can't make it. I literally sat here and watched the game, and before he plays a pass, I call out to the screen, he's going to misplace it. He does it every single time on cue. It's almost as if the game is scripted. He is so bad, he's scripted. I can literally predict his poor performance. Gets the ball, simple switch across the pitch to Garnacho. Does he make it? No. Gets the ball, simple 1-2. Man wants to play a little 1-2 with him, misplaces the 1-2. Elbow someone, gets a yellow card. 5 minutes later, what's he doing? Stamps on someone's foot. What are you doing? Where is it? No headspace. This guy does not make sense. And as United fans, that when he played decent versus Burnley, and I can't recall the game after, I believe it was maybe Bayern Munich, he played 2 games back-to-back for Man United, and he was decent, apparently, in those 2 games back-to-back. Man United fans were sucking this guy off. Fully deep-throating this guy off of 2 decent performances. And it wasn't even decent, he just ran around. And they were saying, oh, he has great pressing stats. He runs around really well. His running stats are the best in Man United at the moment. What about your ball work? Tell me about your ball work. What's your ball work saying, Hannibal? Your ball work isn't good enough. Right now, his ball work isn't not even top 10 teams in the Premier League. It is subpar. Why this guy is getting games for Man United, for me personally, that tells you the caliber of manager that we currently have, because this is the prospect that he decided to be one of the players he wants to bring through. That tells you all you need to know. Hannibal today stank the place out for me, and to be honest, should have got a red card. 3 from me. 3 from me today. I don't give a shit. I don't care. 3 from me. Can't find the pass. Should have got a red card. Poor. Got subbed off as well. Allow it. Guy is trash, man. You Man United fans that like this guy, you deserve him. Garnacho. Now this is one that he epitomized the word stink. Epitome of stinky. Couldn't be Livramento 1. Livramento had this guy in so deep in his pocket, he merged with the fabric of his pocket. Right now, he's literally still in there. He must still be in there trying to breathe because Livramento was obviously sweating, had a difficult game, was sweating. He's probably in his sweaty pocket right now. Garnacho. Couldn't beat him. Even when he got tackled by him, didn't bother to track back. Even when he finally did beat him, Livramento recovered and slide tackled him. Ball control off, passing off, couldn't get no shots across. All he did this game was one decent ball into Martial, who we'll get onto, who's lost all explosiveness. The guy can't jump anymore, couldn't even get to the header. That's not his fault, of course. He did one good cross the whole game, couldn't dribble, couldn't pass, ball control was crap, nothing. Didn't even track back when Livramento bodied him. Don't even need to go on to this guy too much because he got subbed off as well. It is so bad when you can't help any of these guys. You can't help them. I said Rashford's been so crap, Garnacho needs to start. Garnacho starts his crap as well. What? And then we're begging for the crap guy in Rashford to come on now. It's just a cycle of crap. If you guys have watched Naruto, the cycle of hatred, this is a cycle of crap. Garnacho, Rashford, Garnacho, Rashford, Garnacho, Rashford. All crap. It is crazy. It is crazy. And Rashford comes on, who we'll get onto, and he's shit as well. Wild. Yo, if I could get paid the amount of money these guys get paid to do niche, fam, I'd be eating nice every single day. Garnacho as well, he can catch a 3 from me. He can catch a 3. Next player we're looking at now. Martial, bro. I thought Martial, people used to describe this guy as being the glue for Man United. Where was the glue today? I'm seeing passes bouncing off this guy. This guy at times today, his touch was comparable to Lukaku at times today. I don't know if it's a fitness thing. I don't even think it should be that because, yes, he hasn't played games from the start, but he's been coming on in a lot of cameos. He should have a decent level of match fitness by this point. So the fact that a lot of the time the ball was bouncing off him, Garnacho puts a decent ball into him, couldn't jump for the header. Dalot puts a decent ball into him, couldn't jump from the header. You ever seen a black man that can't jump? I've seen one. The guy's lost all explosiveness because of the injuries, and it's sad to say, this guy used to be so damn good, so damn fun to watch. Got zero explosiveness, can barely run, can barely jump, and even the sort of technical element that we've been praising him, that at least he still got that, the passes were bouncing off him today. And of course, being a striker for Man United at the moment, you're in the graveyard shift. You can't get any shots off. You don't get any real service. Yes, he had some crosses, but where was his opportunity? Maybe 1v1 with the keeper. Slipped in, maybe a run at the front post for a tap-in. None of that today. So really and truly, I don't even know what to say about Martial, but it just was very, 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 very average. Very average. It would just be a 4. I wouldn't put everything down to him, but in the few key moments where he had a chance to link play, his link play was poor today. So I have to call him out on that. I love Martial, but you have to be fair and even-handed with everyone. Out. Next player now. Looking at Anthony. Yo! This Copacabana baller. This Copacabana. I'm telling you guys, anyone telling you that Anthony's Brazilian, it's a lie. This guy is Cuban or Peruvian. I'm telling you that right now. He's definitely one of those. Or even, I know they used to say the opposite. They used to say that, that Pereira's Belgian. This guy's probably Pereira's brother. He's probably Belgian as well. I'm telling you that there's no way the guy's Brazilian. He can't beat a man to save his life. His shots, he must hate the fans at this point. The way he balloons the ball straight into the Stretford end every single time. He kicks the ball at the fans any chance he gets. Touch was off today. Can't be, even this, they weren't even playing their first left back. They're playing Hall, Chelsea Academy graduate. Yes, he's a good player, but they weren't even playing Dan Burn, their mainstay left back, and he still couldn't beat him. Couldn't get a shot off. Couldn't put a good crossing for love nor money. Could not put a good ball in to Højlund or Martial. What are we doing here? We have a right winger who can't do anything. And okay then, if you can't give me goals and assists, cool. Give me outstanding performances. Create space. Create chances. Maybe be the pass before the pass. Draw fouls. Do all these things. He can't do anything. I've given this guy so much time. I made excuses for him so much because he's the kind of player that I want to see at Man United. Flair, trickery, excitement, talent. But he is so far removed from being at the level we require right now that it is painful. And it is currently painful watching this guy. I genuinely haven't seen a player who just can't do niche. Even the trash people who are currently underperforming, like Rashford and Garnacho, they can at least give you a little bit of PMP once in a while. Even in bad form, they'll give you a bit of PMP. When Anthony looks bad, he looks bad. I'm talking stinky. So right now, Anthony, man, it's not looking good, you know. I'm worried. I was saying initially that I had the feeling that Sancho's the one that wouldn't make it at Man United, and I thought that Anthony would make it. But right now, I could be wrong. I think they're both dusted. I could be wrong. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I'm giving him a 3. Honestly, someone would argue that 3 is a bit... Someone would argue that 3 is probably... He's lucky to get a 3, to be honest. Did he even do 3 good things this match? Probably not, but, I'm going to go with a 3. Next person we're looking at now. Bruno Fernandes. So our captain, El Capitano, came on to change the game. Obviously, we saw him warming up by the end of the first half. So, of course, we knew he was going to come on. He needed to come on. Hannibal was underperforming, was poor. Cass was always going to come off as well because of his fitness issues. So, cool. Bruno comes on. Did he create anything? Nope. Takes a free kick. Hits the first man. Long balls, misplacing them. Ball into the box. Could never beat the first man, even once. I don't think he beat the first man with a cross once. He came on to change the game and be our chance creator. Galvanize, be our maestro, our Portuguese Magnifico. Couldn't put in one good ball. I don't know what's happened to the guy's crossing ability. It's like, how can someone play so well for Portugal, come back to us and stink the place out? I'm still yet to figure this out personally, because it doesn't make sense to me. I can't compute it, which is why it was, you have to look at the manager. I'm sorry, you have to look at the manager. Roberto Di Matteo has got Bruno playing in his position constantly. He's got players in the right areas, making movements. Rafael Leao, likes of Ronaldo in the box. Of course, he's aiming at people that are better in the air than what he's got Man United, but still, he puts in good balls at Portugal into the front post, central areas, back post, constantly hits the right spaces. But when it comes to Man United, all of a sudden, the guy, he just forgot how to pass. He forgets how to pass when he puts on a Man United shirt, which tells me that there's something wrong with the system. It's not all on Bruno. But yes, putting that to one side now, he has to take a lot of the blame for the poor performances this season. I count now about 6 back-to-back. I was counting since the Galatasaray game. It's about 5 or 6 games now back-to-back. He's been trash. And today's another poor cameo from him. Yes, he didn't start the entire game, so I don't put the result on Bruno. But you came on and you're meant to provide an impact as the captain. And what did you provide? Niente. I'll say in Italian for you. Niente. It means nothing. So this guy there can't get any higher than... You normally would give someone as a cameo performer a 5. But since he came on and literally just the opportunities he had to put in a decent bit of service to our strikers, he couldn't do it. I'll actually give him a 4. Below par, because it's a below par cameo. Came on, didn't do niche. So next person we're looking at. Rashford. He might as well sit on the bench. Him or Garnacho, what was the difference? Comes on, running into blind alleyways, misplacing passes, couldn't get a shot off. Again, I don't fully blame him for that because he doesn't get any chance creation. He basically has to create everything for himself, and on his bad form, that ain't happening. Couldn't beat his man, but to be fair, Garnacho couldn't beat Livramento either, so I'm not surprised he couldn't either. They're both on trash form right now. Rashford, for me, this one doesn't even need to be talked about for too long because he's just been like this for so long. I'm actually getting bored of giving him bad ratings. So he's just got to be a 4 as well. It's got to be a 4. Simple. Just got to be a 4. Next person we're looking at. Højlund. Again, another one that there's not much to talk about. He ran the channels well, tried to hold up the play and link it. Did he have anything? Again, no. Any good passes to him? No. Crosses. Set pieces. Like I said, Bruno was hitting the first man. He had literally just went on the pitch to hold the ball up and run around. I beg you, Man United, sign me also to be the striker for Man United so I can run around and hold the ball up and pass it 5 yards. And I can go on to hide because I don't get any chances created for me anyway, so the fans can make excuses for me for not scoring goals because I get no chances. But really and truly, it's because I'm not a professional footballer and I'm shit at finishing. Pay me to do that role and I'll be happy to take it. I'll do it for 1k a week. Talk about 50 or 100k. Do it for 1k a week. I'll do it. So that's what I know. But it's a long day for Højlund. He's on the graveyard shift every single game. It's peak for this guy. He came into this club as a Manchester United fan, a real fan of the club. You can tell it actually hurts him when we're underperforming and losing, but he is looking dusty right now and it's not even his fault. I feel so sorry for this guy. But it's a 5 from him. Just came on, little cameo. Didn't have anything, so it's just a 5, flat 5. Next person we're looking at, Amrabat, another game where he came on. In fact, he actually lost the ball, which led on to Willock stealing the ball, running through the midfield and finishing it. So for that, and on top of that, just overall, I see him trying to hit a crossfield pass. He kicks it out to touch. Anthony wasn't able to gather the ball. Overall, he's not been good so far. You United fans, tell me in the comment section, how do you feel about Amrabat? Because personally, I have issues with him so far. I've not seen enough from him. Because right now, if it was a decision to be made today, should we sign him or keep him in his loan status and get rid of him? Right now, it's looking like, yo, Fiorentina, you can have your boy back, you know. Hopefully things change. Maybe if there's a managerial change or somehow we magically materialize form, we'll see the real Amrabat at some point. But as of right now, as of the 1st of November, Amrabat should be shipped back to Fiorentina. No offense to him. It is what it is, isn't it? But Amrabat, for your part that you played in us conceding that goal, has got to be a 4 from me. Normally you get a flat 5 to begin with as a sub. If you do better, you can get higher. Of course, if you underperform, you're going to get lower than a 5. He was part of the reason why we conceded the 3rd goal. You man were gassing him. We were gassing him. Why were we gassing him? Because Man United have struggled with our midfield for such a long time. So I believe the whole idea of us potentially being able to finally get back to having a midfield that didn't have McTominay or Fred in it, I think that's what United fans were so happy about. And also, let's be serious, Man United fans watched over and over again that clip of him tackling Mbappe. And I think the Mbappe hype got to some people as well. Amrabat needs to wake up, man. Because right now he's stinking the place out. Just moving on swiftly now. Next player. That is the last player. So if we're going to give him a score now for the manager. Manager 10 Hag out of 10. Manager gets a solid 2 out of 10. He gets a solid 2 out of 10. That's the best he gets. He was absolutely trash today. All his subs did niche, starting tactics, no benefit, didn't react to any of the changes made by Newcastle, didn't react early enough to them going ahead. When you knew that we were already in a situation where we were getting pammed 2-0 down at halftime, he should have made pretty much wholesale changes to the team and thrown the kitchen sink at them. At that point, you know your team struggles with scoring goals. You do not leave it late to start putting on the players that may change the game because we're crap going forward. You need to give those players on the pitch as much time as possible to knit together some passes of some sequences and actually create some chances to score goals because they can't do it normally. So put on Martial, put on Højlund at the same time, put on all the attacking players you can, all on the pitch at the same time and say, I beg you, you've got half an hour, see if you can make this be 2-2 again. But instead he waits till later to start making the most of these changes, except for the ones that were forced due to Hannibal's stupidity and also Casemiro's fitness. Other than the forced changes, he waited to make the other changes far too late, which was poor management. And obviously the result, we're out of the AFL Cup. Now, to finish, let's just do a quick breakdown for all of you lot. What does this current season hold for us? EFL Cup, gone. Champions League, let's be serious here, irrespective of whether we qualify or not, gone. Premier League, it was gone before it even started. Gone. If we drop into the Europa League, we're going to win that versus Liverpool. Versus if Sevilla drop, Newcastle drop, PSG drop, Dortmund drop, these kind of teams. Are we going to win it? No chance. Gone. Top 4, we're going to get it? Gone. So what are we playing for this season? We're playing to see whether the manager gets sacked, basically. Playing to see whether we start to learn to score some goals. Playing to see whether, if we do get a change in ownership, things change. Let's be serious here. Until there's a change in ownership, there's nothing to look forward to as a Man United fan for the rest of the season. Because even the actual football on the pitch isn't worth looking forward for. So the only thing that could be some sort of uplift to Man United fans is seeing changes made by a new owner in terms of football structure, hierarchy, and a clear plan that's explained to us of how we're going to move going forward. That's the only thing that can salvage this season and give us something, because right now, there's absolutely nothing to look forward to as a Man United fan, because as I disclosed before, we're out of every single competition, essentially, either actually, like today, or just, realistically, we're out of everything. Top 4 is looking impossible at the moment. Pretty much is impossible. Some would argue it's improbable, but I'm saying it's impossible. We're not getting top 4. Like Blacks is saying here, we're playing for reputation. I'd say it's beyond that. Well, it's too late to play for reputation. That's gone. Everyone knows what's shit. So the reputation thing, that doesn't even matter at this point. Reputation is not gonna, having a good rep or a bad rep at this point doesn't even matter. It's about trophies, and the trophies are gone. So we're dusted. But that's been me. Make sure you guys sub up to the channel, nearly at 120. Push the thing, we are dusted. You need to do what Chelsea did and sell everyone and start again. Bro, I wish we could do what Chelsea did, sell everyone and start again. And I would genuinely do it. I've said it before. The only players I would keep for a rebuild out of the entire squad, I'm talking the whole 24-man squad, I would literally only 100% keep Varane, Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Onana, Højlund, Amad Diallo. Those are my only 100% keeps. Everyone else, Garnacho would consider it, but everyone else can really F off, to be honest. Ten Hag out, please. The club is finished. The club is finished. The club is finished. As you saw in my thumbnail today, we have a manager that's out here in these streets talking about, I did not come here to play Ajax football. Why are you here? Why are you here? You know what? Before I go, actually, I'm going to talk on this because it seems there's more people on the stream now, but I'm going to talk on this. The Man City loss. Some people, the more reactionary fans in the fan base, they would have actually turned Ten Hag out. Sorry, yeah, Kobe Mainoo, I'd 100% keep him. The reactionary fans, they would have actually turned Ten Hag out because of the loss to Man City. I did not turn Ten Hag out because we lost. That's not a reason. Because really and truly, let's actually use our heads. Man City at their best and Man United at their best, good tactics, everything, we don't beat them. If Man City say today that we're going to turn up to Manchester United Stadium and we want to beat United today, what happens? We get beaten. They can come to us anytime they want, Manchester City, and snatch our chain, and we can't do anything. We can't. They're too good. Us losing to them is not the reason why I'm pissed. The reason why I'm pissed is, 1, the way we lost. 2, everything surrounding the loss. The team picked. His interview afterwards. The fact that you're selecting McTominay in the match instead of Mason Mount, who you spent a bunch of money on. The fact that you had 140 million British pounds of our money sat on the bench. You had 140 million pounds of our money sat on the bench. But you spent that money. Make it make sense. These are the reasons why I have an issue with the manager. It's not because we lost to Man City, because anyone can get beaten by Man City. Where's Jadon Sancho? Jadon Sancho's dusted. Guy's gone. He's obviously going to leave in the January transfer window. Obviously, he's a problem as well, but he, to be honest, he's looking like at the moment, Ten Hag is going to be outlasted by Jadon Sancho. It looks like Jadon Sancho is actually going to be here longer, potentially, than him. Everyone knew you, man, were going to lose to City. Best team or not. Exactly. So my issue was not us losing to them. It's the things surrounding him. The decisions made on the day, the tactics, and the amount of money he's wasted. Anthony and Mount were on the bench for that game, but you spent 140 on them. Like I was saying during the game, don't tell me you can't go to Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, Belgium, all these countries and go and pluck someone from those countries that are better than Anthony and better than Mason Mount. For about £30 million, 30 to 40 million pounds, you could go and get players better than Anthony and Mason Mount for a combined 40 million if you go to Ecuador, you go to Brazil, go to Argentina. But we're out here spending 140 million pounds on 2 garbage players and then sticking them on the bench in the biggest game of the season. That's our manager. Like I said before, that's not my manager, that's your manager. That ain't my manager. Kasimoto says, sell the club please, the Glazers are the problem. The Glazers are the problem, everyone knows this. Because the thing is, if you keep asking the question of why, as in why United have problems, you keep asking that question, ask enough times, get enough answers, it will always lead back to the Glazers. No matter how you try to spin it, how you try to hide the Glazer part of the argument, it will always go back to them. If you want to hide it and say, oh, the reason is the players. Next, you'll be talking about the manager. Next, you'll be talking about the board. Then you'll be talking about the Glazers. It always ends with them. It starts and ends with them, which is why, for the first time in a long time, my heart just, I don't really get emotional over football, but my heart sank when I heard that news that the Qataris apparently weren't going to win, because that was the last thing giving me hope and faith. I was genuinely having dreams of the potential of, who knows, we could sign Mbappe, we could sign all these great players, get back to the top if we brought them in. But when I found out that apparently the Qataris weren't going to win, I was like to myself, you know what? Where do we go from here? That was the question I asked everyone. Where do we go from here? I actually know United fans, like not personally, but people I know of, that actually cried when they found out that the Qataris weren't coming in, because I really and truly, can I even blame them? I can't blame them for crying. Why? Because you just know, like, without the relevant ownership, we're finished. We are finished. Look at us. And the issue is, yes, Ten Hag's been crap. But then the main issue that Ten Hag's had has been wasting Man United's money. But the people that allow him to waste the money is the Glazers. You give someone how much money and he just squanders it. And the players that you bought for him are on the bench. Make it make sense. Exhibit here says, the problem is, if we sack Ten Hag, then who will come? I think every manager can't fix and bounce back in this current situation. I agree with you. I agree with you for sure that no manager can bounce back and will be able to salvage our current situation. By the way, nice profile picture, Exhibit. No, I don't think it's a Genshin character. I'm trying to figure out. Tell me who that is, Exhibit. I need to know. But anyway, no manager can bounce back from this situation. And I'll tell you why. Because the environment is not conducive for any manager to be able to have a sustained period of success. Very simple. No manager can, but the issue is, Ten Hag still needs to be sacked for the simple reason that he's made far too many bad calls and bad decisions for too long now. Because two things can be true at the same time. Are the Glazers the problem at Manchester United? Yes. But is Ten Hag also a problem that needs to be solved? Yes. So what needs to happen is new owners need to come in and a new manager. It's not all on Ten Hag, but it's not all on the Glazers either, because the Glazers aren't the reason why he had £140 million of talent that he brought in on the bench. It's not the reason why he chose to play Lindelof at left back, even though he's completely trash. And I've been saying this. I want everyone to stop talking about Lindelof being a good ball playing centre back or a good ball player. He is trash. End it. Done the conversation. Getting smashed at the back post by Foden. Inability to stop Haaland at the back post as well. Can't even defend the back post. He's bad playing the ball out from the back. He's trash. If we talk about playing Evans over Maguire, because of tactics. The guy's got tactics, you know. Your manager's got tactics. That's why he didn't play Champions League Varane in the biggest game of the season. Because of tactics. Yeah, drop me out, man. Black says, for real, these South American teams have ballers waiting. Bro, Manchester United, we had the chance to sign Caicedo for 5 million. 5 million we could have got Caicedo. Who do we go for in the end? That tells you all you need to know. Glazers needs to go. Sheriff here says Ten Hag out. Black says here, real talk, how come the Glazers stayed? They're staying, but this is what the Glazers do. They always push it back. Apparently, it was meant to be about 2 weeks ago now that the whole Ineos movement, there was meant to be a statement that's going to come out, and they were going to move and actually present us a statement on the events and what was happening and what they were planning to do for the future of Manchester United. What happens? We hear stories then that it's been delayed. Ineos coming out with talks of their how they acquired the club and what they're expecting to do with the club. Then they say that it's been delayed. Everything's been delayed. Remember how apparently the bidding was meant to have ended months ago? Now that the bidding's apparently finished and we want to announce the owner, even the announcements are long as well, because they're always pushing it back. Any opportunity to get more money, they take the piss. Exhibit here says, our players don't have the mentality like we used to. They don't even try to get the ball back when they lose it. Compared to before, such as Vidic, he never gave up to get the ball back, even if he bleeds. This is 100% facts. 150% facts. I said it before during my review of Maguire. Maguire got blocked off by Hall. Lewis Hall blocked him off when Willock ran through. It was actually very smart from him. He literally ran across Maguire, body blocked him, and allowed Willock into the space to then get the shot off past Onana. My issue with that situation is just the simple fact that if Maguire had that real aggression, that fire, like a Vidic, like you mentioned, Exhibit, he gets into that situation and wins the ball. He goes there, even if it means taking out Willock and Hall at the same time. Think about it. Maguire is 6'4", probably about 90 kilograms, built like a brick wall. I'm sorry, but if he wanted to run through Lewis Hall, he would have got that ball. If he wanted to run through him, he could have got it. But instead, he's passive as hell. This is the thing about Man United players. They're weak. They're passive beta males in our team. I'm telling you, any of our players, you could snatch their chain off them. Rashford in the club the other night after we got panned by Man City, go up to Marcus Rashford right now, snatch his chain. He's not going to do anything. I guarantee he doesn't do anything. Casimoto says here, sell the club to Qatar Airways. The Glazers agree, bro. If Qatar got it, bro, I was hoping to see Qatar Airways. They always look cold on the shirt sponsors. Qatar Airways always looks really good on the shirt. Like, I know if you guys remember Prime Barca days. Not even Man U fan, but pure facts. The Onana must be benched for some games. Nah, I mean, in the past I'd say Onana should have been benched, but Onana wasn't a fault today for the loss. Players need to revolt. Bro, the players need to go. Talk about revolt. They need to F off. One time Erik ten Hag said that he can use tactics that he used to be in Ajax. Latest he said that he can't use the tactics that he used to be in Ajax. Sorry people, I have to say that he's a clown. It's true though. Bro, the guy's capping. He's lied to all of us. That's what I told you. He's a con man. Bonnie and Clyde. Pure con man. He's a joke. He's literally a lie. Like, that was the one thing I was waiting for. Why did he just say this shit ages ago? Why didn't Ten Hag just tell us years ago or last year that he wasn't planning on doing this football? Why did he wait for things to go left? Then he dropped that bomb. If he had said that last year, I would have told him to get out of here last year as well. Get out of here. Mirza says, historical moment needs to be made. Black says, at the same time, couldn't you say Man United destroys players? Oh, 100%. Bruno's regressed. He came into the league, and for a time, he was actually looking pretty comparable to De Bruyne as a player. Lisandro Martinez, I mean, his is more of an injury thing, so you could argue it's not really that. Casemiro looked elite. Probably the best player, arguably the best CDM in the world last season. Then, Peter's off. Now he's looking naff this season. Who else is there? Who else came into this club doing it? Pogba? Let's not talk about Pogba. Came in the club literally being a World 11 player, won next to nothing for Manchester United and regressed the whole period. Injury issues and also performance-related issues, won nothing with the club because the team wasn't built around him sustainably. Maguire was regarded as being one of the better centre-backs in the Premier League. Even the likes of Man City were after him. What is he now? An absolute clown. All these players that we talk about, when they come to Man United, they always regress. Look at Memphis Depay, killing it in the Eredivisie. Comes to this club, he's looking trash. It doesn't take a weatherman to tell you when he's pissing outside. There's a common trend there, which is Man United are absolutely, if there's one thing we're great at, is ruining your career, whether it's managerial or player-based. Casimoto says, if I flash back Man United years back, my eyes filled with tears. Exactly. Exhibit here says, man, what CR7 said about the Glazers, the staff, the system, the structure, and some of the players that they all don't care about the club is proven. You're 100% right there. It's proven. There's literally, if we've got people like, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Savage. Charlie Savage came out and said that Reading have the same level of training ground as Manchester United's Carrington. Reading. I don't even think Reading are in the Championship. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are Reading not a League One side? Are they not? Yeah, I'm just looking here. Reading are in League One. Reading are a League One side, and Charlie Savage said that their lineup, their training ground is literally comparable to Manchester United. How bad is that? Despite the CR7 ego, what he said is true. 100%. Yeah, they got demoted to League One and they have a comparable training ground to Big Man United. Tells you all you need to know. All I know though is Ten Hag out. Guy needs to go. And just to preface it, and I'll say it one more time because I don't want people to start coming here and saying that I'm being reactionary. It's nothing to do with that. For the simple fact that he has made far too many egregious decisions in terms of tactics, which he talked about in terms of Benjamin Varane. And on top of that, he's wasted our money. He's wasted so much money. The signings have been so damn poor. There's been next to no thought on a lot of his signings. I just don't understand what the guy is doing. Like, the quality of players we're signing is so crap. Onana, what's his name? Onana. Bro, his name. Big up Tony in the chat. But like I said, people, we're going to be back again tomorrow. We're going to be doing a stream, of course, discussing the game in detail. Hopefully, if I can get some guests on the stream. I think I'll have some guests on the stream tomorrow. So look forward to that tomorrow. We'll go more into depth, really picking into this game, the Man City game and also the Newcastle game today, and also build up a little bit to the game versus Fulham on the weekend. Do we have anything to play for, people? Not. Europa League, probably going to end up there, but we won't win it anyway. 10 years, no EPL. Like I said, people, remember this. I'll leave you guys on this last message, so people listen up. Last message. You have no divine right to win anything in life. Nobody, you can be a king, a queen, a prince, or a pauper. Nobody has a divine God-given right to win anything in life. The only people that win, you have to deserve. You have to earn the right to win. Winning is one thing in life that you have to earn the right to do it. So it doesn't matter that Manchester United generationally, for a whole generation, dominated English football and won everything, won trebles. That doesn't matter. We have no divine right to win because in the 70s and 80s, Liverpool, maybe they felt like they had a divine right to win, but they still went 30 flipping years without winning it. We're already 10 years in to our potential 30 years with no Premier League title. So don't ever relax, United fans. Don't ever get it twisted that we could be en route to 30 years, no trophy. No Champions League, no Premier League for 30 years. Don't ever get that twisted. Don't ever think for a second it's not possible. Don't think you're never too big to get hit with a hammer. No one's too big to get brought back down to earth. And we are currently well and truly back down to earth. So remember that, people. No one has a right to win. So when I say don't take your foot off the Glazers' necks, that is why. Because 10 years can turn very easily into 20 years, and 20 years can turn even easier into 30 years. So don't forget that. Sub up to the channel, people. Get us to 120 before we end. Signing out, and catch us with more content coming all the time. Growing channel. I try to make every single video better and better, so keep a lookout for everything. Peace out, people. It's going to be a long season, so strap in, innit?